Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going deep. We're cracking open one of the most cinematic, most profound passages in the entire Zohar. And we're not just going to retell an ancient story here. Oh, no. We are unlocking a secret about the very blueprint of reality itself, the nature of concealment, and the absolutely explosive, world-altering power of revelation.
So here's how we're going to break this all down. We're going to take a 5-part journey together. We'll start with the prologue, the literal high-stakes story of a mysterious chest at the Egyptian border. Then we'll dive into the secret and find out about the queen hiding inside. From there, we'll use the code, some really cool modern analogies to get a handle on this ancient reality. Then we get to the really deep stuff, the mechanics of how this divine light is actually revealed. And finally, we'll explore the aftermath, what this single moment means for our world right here, right now.
Okay, so let's set the scene. We begin in a place of just immense spiritual density. The Zohar doesn't just paint ancient Egypt or Mitzrayim as a place on a map. No, it's the ultimate state of constriction, a reality totally wrapped up in spiritual darkness. You have to understand, this isn't just a country. It's a cosmic state of being. It's a world defined by what it hides. And the text opens with these really simple but incredibly tense words. And it was when Abram came to Egypt. On the surface, it sounds like a basic travelogue, right? But believe me, every single word here is packed with meaning. This isn't just a guy arriving at a border. This is a collision of cosmic forces. A seed of immense, almost uncontainable light is about to be carried right into the heart of total concealment. I want you to picture this scene. I mean, really picture it. The air is thick, not just with sand, but with suspicion. The sun is just beating down on this gritty, bureaucratic checkpoint. This isn't some mystical landscape, not yet. It's the mundane, tense reality of customs guards, demands for taxes, and that feeling you get at a border crossing where absolutely everyone is seen as a potential threat. Right. And this is where the mystery starts, what sets this whole incredible event in motion. Abraham walks up, but he doesn't have his wife, Sarah, by his side. Instead, he's carrying this large, heavy, imposing wooden chest. It's sealed tight with iron locks, and the Zohar tells us why. To protect Sarah's incredible sanctity from the Egyptians, he's placed her inside. He's literally carrying a secret. So the guards start their shakedown. What's in the box? We need to assess the tax. And this is where the tension just skyrockets. Abraham is desperate to keep this chest sealed, so he starts offering to pay for whatever's inside, sight unseen. He's like, oh, it's just clothing, I'll pay the tax for clothing. They push him. Okay, it's silk, he says. I'll pay the higher tax for silk. Their suspicion just grows and grows. Finally, he blurts out, it's jewels, precious gems. He's willing to pay the highest tax imaginable just to avoid turning that key. But his whole strategy just completely backfires. I mean, his willingness to pay so much only convinces the guards that something of truly unimaginable value must be hidden inside. Their curiosity, their greed, it just takes over. They flat out refuse his offers. The chest, they say, must be opened. And that's the question that hangs in the air, isn't it? What could possibly be so precious that it has to be protected at all costs? And then, the moment. Imagine the slow, protesting groan of those iron locks giving way. The heavy wooden lid, covered in the dust of the journey, starts to lift. And from that sliver of darkness, it's not a person. It's an impossible light that just erupts. We're talking about a pure, divine, supernatural radiance that doesn't just illuminate. It completely overwhelms everything. It is brighter, more essential, and somehow more real than the Egyptian sun itself. The Zohar puts it with this breathtaking simplicity. The land of Egypt was illuminated by her light. Think about those guards. Their faces are lit up with pure, unadulterated awe. They don't just see a beautiful woman, they see a formless, awesome radiance. They're stunned into silence. This isn't about human beauty. This is the raw essence of sanctity breaking through the deepest concealment imaginable. And with that, the literal story ends. And believe me, our real journey into its meaning is just beginning. Okay, so now we shift gears. We move from the surface story, what's known as the pshat, to the secret, the sod. You have to understand, in Kabbalah, nothing is an accident. The chest, the border, Egypt, Sarah herself, they are all cosmic symbols. What those Egyptians witnessed, it wasn't just a miracle. It was the fundamental physics of reality being demonstrated right before their eyes. And to really get this secret, we have to talk about the Shekhinah. So, what is it? The Shekhinah is the divine presence as it dwells within creation. It's the immanent, the indwelling, often described as the feminine aspect of God, that actually experiences exile and concealment right here with us. Think of it as the point of contact, the interface between the infinite God and our finite world. So here's the big reveal, the crucial point. Sarah in the story is the Shekhinah. Abraham isn't just hiding his wife, he is escorting the divine presence itself, which is concealed within the world. That wooden chest, it represents all the layers of physicality, the dense material world, that hide this inner spiritual radiance from our everyday sight. And the location, Egypt, Mitzrayim in Hebrew, which comes from the word tsar, meaning narrow or constricted. It symbolizes the tightest, most constricting state of spiritual exile you can imagine. So what you have is a concealment, the chest, placed within an even deeper concealment, Egypt. It's the absolute lowest point, the heart of darkness. It's the place of maximum hiddenness. And that is exactly why the greatest light is about to break through from there.
Now, this is obviously a really ancient, profound idea. So how do we, with our 21st century minds, really connect with it? To bridge that gap, we're going to use a few modern analogies. Think of them as thought experiments to help us get a real gut-level grasp of the mechanics of what just happened at that border.
Yeah, these aren't literal one-to-one translations, of course, but they are incredibly useful keys for unlocking this ancient and powerful concept. It's like they're different programming languages, all trying to describe the same core function of reality.
Okay, so first up, let's try a tech analogy. The chest is like a hardware security module, a totally secure, tamper-proof container. Inside is Sarah, the Shekhinah, who is like the core, deeply encrypted data of reality's source code. The Egyptian border, that's the system's firewall. The guards demanding to open the chest is a forced authentication request, basically a brute force attack. And the light? That's the moment of description. The container is breached and the raw, uncompressed data of reality just floods the entire system, granting new levels of access and visibility to everyone there.
That's great. Or what if we frame it as a video game? Abraham is the player, and he's carrying a sealed, legendary tier artifact. That's the chest. He gets to a gate guarded by these high-level, hostile NPCs, the Egyptian guards. And to pass, a trigger event has to happen. He's forced to open the artifact. The result isn't just some little animation. It's a full-on world event. A blinding light erupts. It changes the entire state of the environment. All the NPCs are stunned, their hostility script gets overridden, and they're all given an awe status effect. The game world itself has just been fundamentally altered. Okay, one more. Let's look at it through the lens of cosmic engineering. The chest is a shielded vessel designed to transport a primordial energy source. Sarah is that source, a condensed state of pure potential that holds the actual blueprints for a higher-order reality. Egypt is a low-energy system with really strict protocols about what can enter. The guards forcing the chest open, that's a protocol breach, and the result is a system-wide flood. The energy is released, not destructively, but as a massive upgrade, instantly changing the operating parameters and permissions for the entire local system. All right, so analogies are helpful. They get us in the door. But now we're moving from the models into the actual metaphysical engine room. Now, what's really amazing is that you can map this entire story directly onto the structure of this Sephirot. So Sarah, concealed in the chest, represents Malkuth, the kingdom, the vessel, the Shekhinah in her hidden state. Its symbolic colors are blue, like a sapphire, for noble potential, and black, for the darkness of that deep concealment. The act of opening the chest, the channel that lets the light flow, that's Yesod, the foundation. This is the conduit, symbolized by pure, iridescent white light. And the revealed light itself, when it's perceived in its balanced beauty, that's Teferet, harmony, which is also seen as white radiance, but which integrates into green, the color of life and balance. You can actually visualize this whole process as a dynamic flow, a shift through these symbolic colors. We start with black, that's the utter concealment of the sealed chest in the darkness of Egypt. As it's about to be opened, we get the potential of blue, the sapphire vessel of Malchut. Then, boom, the chest opens and there's an explosion of pure white, the raw radiance pouring through Yesod. And finally, as that light settles and gets integrated into the world, it takes on the quality of green, the color of Tiferet, of balanced, life-giving harmony. It's literally a living process of divine energy changing states. So, the crucial takeaway here is that this entire event is a perfect illustration of the two fundamental states of spiritual reality: Hester, or concealment, and Gilui, revelation. In a state of concealment, the divine light is totally present, but it's like a seed sown in the earth. It's full of infinite potential, but it's not yet expressed. In the state of revelation, that inner light breaks through the shell, through the vessel, and becomes active, visible, and transformative in the world. And this whole incredible cosmic process, this powerful shift from concealment to revelation, well, it can be understood through 3 core numbers that really structure the entire event: 1, 2, and 10. It's so elegant. The number 1 represents that single unified core, the Shekhinah, Sarah, the one light hidden in the chest. 2 represents the 2 states we just talked about, concealment and revelation, which is the essential polarity that drives all of existence. And 10, that represents the entire structure of the 10 Sephirot, the complete blueprint of reality, which gets fully implicated and illuminated when that one core light finally breaks through. So, the light flashes, Egypt is stunned. Then what? What's the ultimate takeaway from this moment at the border? This next part is all about the lasting impact, the paradigm shift that happens when such a profound revelation takes place, both back then and for us today. This is such a profound message. This was not an act of fear. Abraham wasn't just hiding physical beauty. He was stewarding a revelation of pure sanctity. And what that means is that concealment isn't about suppressing light. It's about building the necessary pressure, waiting for the precise, perfect moment when its revelation will have the most powerful and transformative impact possible. And this just brilliantly illustrates a core mystical idea you find in the Psalms. Light is sown for the righteous. The divine light, the Shekhinah, is never truly gone from our world. It is zarua. It is sown. It's planted. It's concealed like a seed within the darkness and physicality of our world, just like Sarah was in the chest. It's always here, just waiting for the right conditions, for the righteous actions that create the opening for it to be revealed. And of course, this brings the whole thing right back to us, right here today. The Zohar isn't just telling ancient history. It's describing a cosmic principle that plays out in our own lives, in our own challenges. So the question for us is, what concealed potentials, what hidden sanctity, what divine light are we carrying inside the chests of our own daily routines, our hardships, our moments of darkness, just waiting for the right conditions, that right act of courage or truth to be revealed and illuminate our entire world? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.